song better than I do.
I was in love with a girl named Sheila. Like,
oh, really? Tell me about her.
It was nothing like you. All right. No, I'm sorry.
He won't share.
Yeah, I won't share. For those of you old enough to remember the schmaltzy love songs of the late 50s and early 60s, and I suppose I have to count myself among you, first names of first loves were in fact the mainstays of songs back then. Denise, Maybelline, Barbara Ann, Donna, Peggy Sue. Women, girls back then, made famous forever on vinyl. But these were not just fantasies of the songwriters. These were real teenagers. Sometimes their first real loves.
Barbara Ann, Barbara Ann, oh I'm in love with you, Denise, I'm in love with you. Elegy, I think you're swell, and you really do me well.
A lot of people think that putting girls' names in songs started with rock and roll.
Hello, Mary Lou. Goodbye, heart, sweet Mary Lou. I'm so in love with you.
You could probably pick any letter of the alphabet and come up with a whole list of girls' names that started with that letter.
Maybelline, why can't you be true? Oh, Maybelline, why can't you be true?
A lot of the artists who came along in the late 50s, early 60s, they were our age, and we could relate to them because they were going through the same things we were going through. Discovering a first love, getting your heart broken. One of the songs from the late 50s that was a huge hit was Paul Anka's song, Diana.
Thrills I get when you hold me close. Oh, my darling, you're the most.
His younger sister and brother had a babysitter named Diana, and Paul had this huge crush on her. So he wrote her a poem, and he sent her the poem, and she really rejected him. She was not interested in him. She was an older girl of 18. Another song with the girl's name in the title that was a big hit. In fact, it was the very first hit for Neil Sedaka. It was Oh Carol.
Oh, Carol, I am but a fool.
And what many people don't know is that the Carol in the title is famous now, but wasn't famous when he wrote the song. It's Carole King, who at the time was named Carol Klein. And Neil Sedaka and Carol Klein attended high school together. And the song was a big hit, and Carol responded with her own song called O'Neill.
I will surely die.
Buddy, Holly, and the Crickets.
If you knew Peggy Sue.
Probably one of the most famous songs with a girl's name in the title is Peggy Sue. And most people assume that Buddy Holly and Peggy Sue were an item. Actually, it was Jerry Allison who was one of the Crickets.
I started dating Jerry Allison when I was a sophomore in high school, and Buddy and Jerry were best friends, and we double dated. And of course, we wore the rings around the neck, you know, so it's like every other day I was giving Jerry Allison his class ring back. Buddy had written a song named Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou, do you know why I feel good? Cindy, Cindy Lou.
And Cindy was a new niece that had been born into the family. And Lou was his sister's name.
Good song. I like it.
And when they came to Clovis to record it, it just did not work well. Jerry kept saying, well, let's put Peggy Sue's name into it. Jerry always said that that was real easy to write because Peggy Sue rhymes with everything.
Peggy Sue, pretty, 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 pretty Peggy Sue. Oh, Peggy.
It was our music. That's why the plane crash was so devastating, because it was like all our generals had been killed, you know, like in one felt swoop.
I love you, Peggy Sue.
Listening to music like that makes you pat your foot. It makes you smile, makes you happy.
My Peggy Sue.
you know, if I had it to do over again, you bet. You know, thank you, thank you.
Oh, well, I love you, Carol, and I want you, Peggy Sue.
Oh, Donna, oh, Donna.
I met Richie in 1957 at a car club party. We just started talking and he sang to me, and well, I didn't see him the rest of the summer until I went back to school.
They call me High Tone. You?
Donna.
Mind if I walk with you, Donna?
Sure.
And we started seeing one another.
Donna, that's a nice name. Look, on second thought, call me Richie, okay?
Everybody liked Richie. Everybody in school liked Richie. My father had a real problem with it because he was Hispanic. I mean, he wouldn't even sit down and talk to Richie. And I felt that if he did, he would see what a nice boy he was. He called me on the telephone and he said, I wrote a song for you. And he sang the first part of Donna. And of course I cried. And, you know, it was just very, very touching. And he didn't tell me he was going to record it. He told me that when we get married, he just like took it for granted. He said, well, when we get married, we'll have a huge case full of all my gold records. I was 16 when he died, and he was 17. I didn't know about death. Richie's death was the first in my life. It's not in too bad a shape. It's the original Delphi label. It's very sacred. When I hear the song, I just smile. I always smile. And yes, I would love to say, that's my song.